Patrick Cook here. So welcome to session number 28 of our Mandelbulb3D Epic Rendering tutorial series. Series number 3. Okay. In the last session, I think hopefully I convinced you that only the DEAO method of ambient shadow calculation can be done. This whole ambient shadow stuff, let's see if I can clean it up a little bit here for you. Let's see if I can show you. Okay, so let's say that you have a Mandelbulb object. You got some holes here, a little darker spots. Okay, a little darker in there. Okay, a little darker in there. What this ambient shadowing tries to do is it'll say, look, I've got a pixel that is pretty dark, all right, and I've got another pixel that is lighter. It's light, and what the ambient occlusion calculation is attempting to do is to measure the difference in the brightness between these two adjacent pixels, and then say, look, I'm trying to figure out if one of these pixels is in a shadow. And then it says, look, all right, this one right here is next to a very dark pixel. So I'm going to assume that this pixel right here is going to be a little darker, because it'll look at this pixel right here and say, all right, you're very light. So it'll try to adjust the brightness of the pixel in between these to simulate shadowing. It's a shader methodology. It's very, very fast, and it's lightweight. This ambient shadowing methodology has been around forever, and I think that they did a really good job in the Mandelbulb software application implementing this ambient shadow. Let's just take a look right here. Let me get this out of the way. Let's close this for now. Okay. And, oh, what have I done? What have I done? All right, let's see if we can get that straight. Wow, what have I done here? All right, all right, let's get back to 3,000 by, what was it? 3,000 by, I'll tell you what, let's just open it up. I mean, this is how, oh, I wonder if I still have it in the, no, let's open this up. Let's open the MP3. Let's go back to my final. All right, recalculate. You see why you save? All right. All right, I want to show you shadows. All right, a shadow ambient occlusion is a calculation. It's a methodology where the software will try to figure out where shadowing is occurring, or where pixels are going from brighter to darker. So let's now take a look. Let's get down in there. Let's see if I can find a good example. Let's see. Okay, so right in here, you see right in here. How about if I get my little magnifier going here again? All right. All right. Let's see. I want to move that. Got to get this out of our way here. There's my magnifier. Now right down in here, you see those shadows there? Okay. right down in there. You see that? That's pretty cool. Now, the ambient occlusion is attempting to change the brightness of nearby pixels based upon the brightness of other pixels to simulate shadowing. You notice here I have brighter pixels, all right? They're a little closer to me. Down in here, right where my mouse pointer is, those are darker. They're going to be a little bit further away from my camera. So this ambient occlusion is using a couple factors. It's using the depth of pixels as well as their the neighborhood of the pixels to calculate and simulate shadowing. Makes perfect sense, right? It is a method of simulating shadows, which would tend to be darker pixels, so that there's a contrast, all right, that would simulate or help accentuate the sense of depth. Shadows have a lot to do with creating and simulating a sense of depth. Okay. All right. So, okay, so here's the point in all of this. The SSAO method of ambient shadows does not work when you go to tile. Only the DEAO works. Now, we can take our picture right here, and we can set this to DEAO. The file was saved with SSAO. All right, and this is what it looks like. Now, I'm going to switch over to DEAO. I'm going to calculate now. All right, so there's my ambient shadows. Darker. They're darker. Everything, all these shadows are darker. Let me do it again. Watch right in here. Let's see if I can, there we go. Right in there. Okay. Look right in here. Now I'm going to go back to SSAO and I'm going to calculate now. Watch in here. The shadows are different. They're different. Watch right in here. All right, I'm going to go back to DEAO. Watch in here. I'm going to calculate shadows. Watch right in there. Okay, different. Different. I guess it could be argued as if they're better or worse or the same. They're obviously different. So here's the point in all of this. You can only use the DEAO method of ambient shadow calculation when you go to render out tiles. Now, what that means is that when you're setting up your whole scene, set it up with DEAO. All right. Let's go back here to the big picture. All right. That's what it looks like, DEAO. Let's pick SSAO 24. Calculate now. Just watch the whole picture. All right. Everything is brighter. DEAO. Calculate now. Everything will go darker. The shadows with DEAO in this particular scenario are deeper, darker. Now let me save this. I'm going to save this M3P, but now I'm going to do with final with DEAO, right? Now, if I go back to my Tools Big Render, I import, I did not get the message because I have my main project set for DEAO. Okay? So when you're using the Big Render tiling, you're stuck with DEAO, which we're finding are darker shadows. Now you have control over these shadows. Okay, on our lighting panel, we do have, get to my lighting panel here, we have ambient shadows, so I can make adjustments here. I'm not stuck with that, but that's the methodology that has to be used when I do tiling, when I render as tiles. Right? That's the way it is. All right, so I'll see you in the next session. We'll finish up talking about this ambient shadows, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll see you in the next session.